Welcome to the official personality guru. The ISTJ personality is all about fulfilling their honorable duties. The ISTJ is a very hardworking and dedicated type. They are very responsible and are one of the backbones of many societies. They strive to do their best and uphold traditions and beliefs that have gotten their families and communities through many generations. The ISTJ can be a bit of a traditionalist, which makes them quite stubborn and resistant to change. This can be a problem if they are not able to adapt to the changing world around them. However, the ISTJ is smart enough to grasp how things are moving and will likely be intelligent enough to survive whatever setbacks or changes they experience. They can be a bit understated in their appearance, but they tend to be constantly providing for their families. They can get the tedious work done that doesn't get enough praise, and they're usually willing to do it without any recognition. However, that doesn't mean they should be taken for granted. No, the ISTJ would be sorely missed if they weren't around making sure everything is working like a well-oiled machine. The ISTJ has a quiet demeanor and earns respect from others by showing up every day. They are big on integrity and believe doing the right thing the right way is the noble thing to do, even if it doesn't get the fanfare and recognition it deserves. Today, we're going to talk about the ISTJ personality and Enneagram Type 7. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the official personality guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. The ISTJ may need to recognize that others are not as reliable and steadfast as them, and allow some flexibility and compassion to others that can't reach or attain their high standards. They enjoy seeking new experiences, which can be very exciting to them. However, they need to make sure that they don't stretch themselves too thin and become burnt out. The 7 is all their best when they are looking at the world through the eyes of excitement and wonder. They're like a child when it comes to playing and experiencing the world. They're a fly by the seat of their pants type, and usually have thought a bit ahead about how to move effectively through the world without it becoming too restrictive to them. They enjoy being spontaneous and can be rather inventive and creative with the world around them. This can make them seem a bit flighty, but their happy-go-lucky attitude is contagious, and they will naturally lift the spirits of those around them. Things tend to come easy for the Enneagram 7, and this is both a blessing and a curse. It is a curse because they tend to not recognize that they have easily developed a new skill that might be much harder for others to obtain. So, they don't give themselves enough credit. This may also be trying to do too many things at once, which would lead to them feeling scattered and not being able to complete as many tasks as they hope. However, the 7 has an optimistic and adaptable attitude that helps them land back on their feet. The 7 should live a very enjoyable life as long as they keep remembering how talented and gifted they are. This is a very rare Enneagram type for ISTJs. ISTJ Enneagram 7s are more enthusiastic and open to new experiences. ISTJs, they're more open to new experiences than your typical ISTJ. While a lot of ISTJs can find it hard to relax, ISTJ Enneagram 7s don't have much of a problem with this. People of this type like to explore and are willing to experiment. In addition, they're more comfortable pushing boundaries, but they will stick to the rules. They don't always think through decisions as carefully as your typical ISTJ. However, they are still sensible and thorough in the big schemes of things. ISTJs are known for their linear thought process, but Enneagram 7s have a slightly more scattered approach. They're more likely to have multiple projects on the go. This can make them seem a little chaotic from the outside, but they are actually very organized, and there is usually a method to their madness. People of this type often have a number of goals that they're working towards at a given time. ISTJs are realists who perceive things and people clearly, without being overly optimistic. At their best, they're practical skeptics who are comfortable holding and sharing unorthodox, unpopular views. ISTJs may be overly skeptical and suspicious, and they may have difficulty trusting others. At their worst, they can struggle to make new friends and socialize, and have a hard time showing affection and admiration for others. Type 7s often manage, direct, and try to lead others. At their best, they provide guidance and leadership and naturally command respect. Type 7s may be domineering, forceful, or overly direct. At their worst, they can be overbearing and micromanaging. As an ISTJ, one notable difference between you and most Type 7s is in your interpersonal warmth. You are likely on the colder, more combative side of the spectrum. compared to you and other ISTJs. Type 7s can sometimes feel overly focused on feelings and intentions, rather than the facts of the matter at hand. Another important difference between you and most Type 7s is in the relative assertiveness or passivity in social situations. Like many ISTJs, you are often on the more passive, reserved side of the spectrum. In some cases, this is a perfect combination to complement to Type 7's more dominant assertive style, and the two of you can make an effective team. However, you may find that you need to put extra effort into making your opinions heard when working with the Type 7s. ISTJs have a tendency to be quiet and inhibited. Compared to most people, they can easily drift into gloom and melancholy. They see the glass as half empty and have a more skeptical outlook and a hesitant approach to life. For better or worse, ISTJs tend to notice the negatives in most situations. In stressful times, they are more likely to withdraw quietly and retreat inward, rather than share their frustration with others. Type 7s tend to be energetic and enthusiastic across most situations. They take on new challenges with excitement, confidence, and a sense of adventure. Type 7s are usually more optimistic than most people, and they generally feel like they can handle what life throws at them. As with most ISTJs, you tend to be more reserved, inhibited, and quiet than most Type 7s. Between the two of you, are more likely to need more personal space, solitude, and time to decompress. While you can tolerate long periods of calm and quiet, your Type 7 counterparts often craves more engagement and excitement. In the best cases, a Type 7 can pull you out of your comfort zone and get you out into the world, while your quiet nature helps to balance out their intensity. Another difference between ISTJs and Type 7s in their typical emotional balance or their tendencies towards positive and negative emotions. You and most ISTJs tend to fall on the more negative emotions like sadness, worry, frustration, and impatience. Type 7s have the opposite pattern, and they tend to gravitate toward positive emotions like enthusiasm, joy, and contentment. These emotional differences can be subtle, but they may color how ISTJs and Type 7s process new information. You and most ISTJs are quicker to see the negatives and consider what could go wrong. While Type 7s might receive the same news with excitement and optimism, ISTJs are practical realists. They focus on building practical skills and essential knowledge and are less likely to spend time learning for learning's sake. In addition, they usually value conventional, tangible accomplishments over artistic expression and rarely feel compelled to develop a creative outlet. Type 7s tend to be deep thinkers, bright, curious, and philosophical. They're highly receptive to new ideas and drawn to complex, abstract concepts. Type 7s enjoy taking in large amounts of information and typically have one or more creative outlets. Like most ISTJs, you are less interested in learning purely for learning's sake, compared to most Type 7s. You'd prefer to focus on the essentials and the practical issues at hand, while your Type 7 counterpart typically wants to dig deeper and understand the bigger picture. In conversations, you may find that your Type 7 partner often gets caught up in theoretical or abstract details, and you need to bring them back down to earth. How about you as an ISTJ personality and Enneagram Type 7? What are the information about you that you would like to share aside, of course, from what you have mentioned? Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience for a chance to have your comment pinned. Another difference between ISTJs and Type 7s is their relative interest in aesthetic, artistic, and emotional experiences. As an ISTJ, you tend to be more practical and focus on tangible results, while your Type 7 counterpart is more likely to be drawn into the emotional, artistic aspects of an experience. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. In addition, ISTJs and Type 7s often differ in their receptivity or unconventional and eccentric ways of thinking. Like many ISTJs, you often lean towards well-worn conventional approaches and view new alternatives with healthy skepticism. In contrast, Type 7s are quicker to do away with convention and embrace a new approach. ISTJs are usually systematic and highly organized. They like setting big, long-term goals and then creating detailed plans to accomplish them.